So we hit a minor slump, but what's the team you want to bump into to get out of that slump? Of course, it's Real Madrid. The El Clásico is first, away from home. Dangerous team to play, whatever time of the season. And then, of course, the Champions League we're now in. I think we play Liverpool for that Anfield revenge after the result we don't talk about. One of the darkest days in Barça history. Atleti there, Napoli away. We get to pick our games here as well today, as welcome to deadline day, people. Bids in from Roma and Brentford for Balde. Newcastle want Koundé, one of Barcelona's best centre-backs here. And Real Madrid want Frankie de Jong. I think that tells you what I'm going to do with this deadline day. Despite having £83 million, we're not going to truly focus on it. There's a few players I'd like to get out on loan, like Artur Rovira maybe. Although he's the closest thing to a backup striker, these are the youngsters out now. And I've got to say, Masia, under myself, not really got going too much. Apart from the likes of the ones already here, like Fermin, who is on the bench. Gavi has been in the team, but I think he is coming out of it just for now. I changed the team up, as you may well know if you did see the last episode, for Real Sporting, but we are back. Our striker still needs to make that big impact. Despite already having scored some goals, I think we're still above Real Madrid. Both El Clásico teams struggling. We've got to go into the Dragon's Den. I don't know why. I always hate playing the away games in big derbies. I love playing the home ones, but we really need to get back on form somehow. And I think simming these without momentum would be a little bit risky. Kabasi, Balde, get the quick passing going. Pedri, Mr. Clutch, I'm still going to call him. Despite him needing a bit of a clutch, and I said Voltemada still needs to arrive. A really decent debut, but apart from that, nowhere near. Come on, lads, watch your runners behind you as Dani Olmo through the middle. Voltemada, one more switch. That's a brilliant ball here into Rafinha. Hand up at the back post, and that is Voltemada. The goal the big German needed. He scored 2 against Deportivo, and it is 4 goals in 4. Maybe I'm underestimating the big man just due to the fact the team is off the rails a bit as Jules Koundé go down this right. Denzel Dumfries, we will have to play his former club in a second with the Inter rematch after the Champions League games. Still, 1 goal in this derby means nothing. We had this derby in the first episode, and Vinny Jr. caused us problems. Kylian Mbappe could cause us problems here. And still, as Valverde round to Vinny. Vinny drills it low. What was I just saying? This game is far from over in the first half. Shoddy from ourselves, and that takes us into the second here. Dumfries, we need to get going a little more. Bit more drive in the belly to get the win. As Lamine Yamal, Dumfries, a quick return. Come on, start of the half. If we score in this half, we can just defend it. Wouldn't mind changing the shape, but Vinny Jr., they're just doubling up on Jules Koundé, who's just booted the ball out of play. Okay. Great tactically, as now Real Madrid are starting to dominate this second half. Balde, Kabasi, why is Jules Koundé getting dragged out again? He has done. We haven't got there. Mbappe, Jules Koundé again. He doesn't get rid of the ball. And Mbappe just drills it home. There's something seriously wrong right here with the defensive structure of FC Barcelona. Definitely don't blame the keeper. Blame Jules Koundé this game. I think he's had an off one. And might have to sit out again. He's already done that in this save so far. Dumfries into Frankie de Jong. He's looking for Rafinha. There is no chance. We've lost the El Clásico. Embarrassing. We had to go away from home. We had the lead as well. Next up is Leipzig in... oh my days, just look at them opening 4 games. Leipzig in the Champions League, I was saying, but top of the league is 10 points, Athletic Club. And seriously, what do we do with this team for some changes? Actually, not fatigue going into this game, which I'm a little surprised about. Completely changing it up, apart from the wingers. And Denzel Dumfries. I just think this is the best possible team because we want to save the best team now for the league. And that team actually wins a game, with Rafinha missing a penalty, Fermin and Eric Garcia. In fact, he's got got man of the match, and I kicked him out the team for Jules Koundé. Maybe he has to come back in to Stegen, maybe he stays in goal, but no, I don't blame João Garcia, and I also think Eric Garcia has to immediately come into this team, and Rafinha's missing penalties. He had missed some big chances last episode, so Garcia is going to be our captain. I think he's been at the club a while. Obviously, I remember his days back at City under Guardiola, but he should lead us from the back. I like my defenders to be the captains, although only a 1-1 draw with Betis, a 0-0 with Leganes. Oh my days, this couldn't get any worse. Oh wait, it can. Eric Garcia, he is injured now for 6 months. Can you believe it? After just making him captain, I mean Pedri's been Mr. Clutch, and he delivers a result, even getting the last goal in a win against Girona. And a few changes for this big game, Barcelona-Inter. Genuinely had to just change it up. We couldn't keep going with the team we had. Rooney Bargi getting his first run out in-game with me letting to use him. I will not accept this drop-off, and I didn't change it as much as I did for the first game against Leipzig. João Garcia still in the goal, and Rafinha without the captaincy. Hopefully he performs a little bit better. That's a brilliant run. Dani Olmo, that is a fantastic goal. Dinking the goalkeeper, ascending literally like the ball. Maybe one of the well-constructed goals that we've scored on this channel up to date. However, after Real Madrid means nothing. Rafinha, one of the most unconventional chests of a ball I have ever seen. Balde not making the run forward, but Dani Olmo is. Gavi, Rooney Bargi ran to the front. There's Denzel Dumfries. That should have gone all the way to the back post. Bit of a hectic touch, and Rooney Bargi, Araujo just gets across right there. And that's a brilliant ball to Rafinha. Come on, lads. Second half should be full of glory. Lamine Yamal, don't make me bring him on, as Rooney Bargi delivers across. Voltemade, you have to be scoring it, or else Ansu Fati, on you come with Fort and Casado. La Masia has to shine, even in the Champions League at points. It's a risk, having Fort on, 74 overall. However, I'm trusting him, and Koundé with a decent header. He really needs to repay my trust. Terrible start to the season. But here goes Rafinha. Dani Olmo gets the run. It's Gavi, who we haven't seen much of. And we can't seem to see the back of the net. How is this only 1-0 with 10 minutes to go? At least the game ended that way, and that is 2 clean sheets from 2 now. A decent start to the Champions League. Still got to play the likes of City and Liverpool. Up next, who I'm pretty sure sacked Arne Slot because I saw him with Girona as manager. There you go. He's in the league. Simeone still at Atleti. Valverde, Arbeloa. We haven't got too many other changes in this division. Hopefully we don't get changed as well, because we have got to change our form around. Or have we? Have we just got to get better as a team altogether? Because Voltemade, 6 goals out of 7. That is really good news. More than I expected, and Dani Olmo just scored the winner for us, but it's a big dilemma between him and Fermin Lopez playing very well. Lamine Yamal happy with the rotation. At least we keeping that man happy. If we didn't have him at all, we would be screwed. But I saw a board message, I think, after I do go and set this team up. Don't you guys worry. We've got a rest for them rested players or tired players, but the board actually not happy with the lack of change. Interesting, maybe down to the tactics. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to... Do I bring them all the way back? I think I've actually got to do. I'm going to make the fullbacks, just because I think the centre-backs are getting stranded. Jules Koundé got ran out all game against Real Madrid, so I'll see how that does in simulations. As it's another draw, Athletic Club, at least they're top of the league, and we can take pride in that. Avoiding defeat, and then hammering Elche 5-1. Is the form back? Well, we're going to see at Anfield, where we need that revenge. 4-0. Oh, it sends shivers down the spines of all Barcelona fans, as I think Barcelona would have won the Champions League if it wasn't for Liverpool this year. Ekitike, I don't know if he's playing. I don't think he is. He would have been bad against us, seeing as we were going to actually purchase him. And there we go. Rafinha get running. Don't mind that out ball. Frankie de Jong. He was one of the players to play in the clash, I think. I might be completely making that up. Or Alba, never mind, not Alaba. He plays for Real Madrid. However, let's get focused a little bit more here. Rafinha through to Voltemade. Needs to try and get the ball back from Fermin, who's playing very well. And Voltemade, there is no one better than this man in Europe. We went for one of the lowest rated. We knew Newcastle had to sell. We knew this man was affordable. We knew he was this good. Form is picking up. It's beautiful to see as Pedri Down the line into Firmin again. Firmin, if we could get a ball in. De Jong. That's a brilliant save by Alisson. And Frankie de Jong, always a player I've imagined ending up at Liverpool, not Man United, where he was rumoured with under Ten Hag, going for a near post cross, trying to take that chance on, but Dominic Szoboszlai right here. Balde's took him out. Elliott into Isak. We don't keep a clean sheet at Anfield. However, it's Alexandra Isak. Balde's going to get booked for the build-up. And again, it's just come before half-time. What is with the half-time goals? Happened against Real Madrid, so for once, I'm going to try and rectify it with some changes. Dani Olmo comes onto the field. And also my man Gavi as Pedri. That is beautiful. Dribbling straight into Virgil van Dijk. And they're looking for that outlet. Cody Gakpo. I've took De Jong off, who might be able to read him. Dumfries should. They are Dutch teammates. Curtis Jones. It's squeaky bum time. McAllister. Oh my days, what a save. Very quickly as well as Dani Olmo. Ibu. What a tackle. Dani Olmo back on his feet though. Worried he was going to get injured. And there goes Nick Voltemade into the substitute. Dani Olmo. Rafinha. Their captain left it to fall to the back post. Where just don't bottle it. Don't bottle it. Don't bottle it. Don't bottle it. It's a great goal against the best team in Europe as it stands, but we might actually overthrow them, make it 3 wins out of 3 in the Champions League. But I want more. That's a good ball out to Harvey Elliott. Good tackling, especially from Balde already on a yellow. And Dani Olmo skipped past a man. What a substitution as Yamal to make it 3-1. No losing it from our position once it gets to that, as Marc-Andre ter Stegen saying he needs more games. Fair enough. I might try and sell him back to Germany once we get the chance, so onto the transfer list. Does this give Garcia the number 1 shirt? I'm not going to change numbers around right now, as yes, Voltemade got the number 9. Forgot to say that in the last episode. Tony Fernandes doing okay, and Villa out on loan. I really want La Masia to actually shine, with it currently sitting like this. The best player, Ibrahim Belghazi. We haven't got another intake yet, but what if we actually promoted the next Ziyech? I'll take a gamble on him, as winning a couple more in the league to try and chase the top. Real Madrid, Sociedad, Atleti. Don't want to get onto that today. Maybe we reach the start of January? With the Champions League going just fine, there's a big win against Osasuna away. Before an outbreak, Rafinha is under the weather. Right, sending him home. Maybe Ansu Fati's time to shine, because he can actually play on the left wing. Was considering Rooney Bargi, and I did go ahead and sim Atleti, because we've still got Sociedad to play soon enough. 2-2 draw at home. We'll take it as our first points dropped in the Champions League to Fenerbahce. Responded to with the win against Villarreal. Thank you, Firmin and Voltemade. Genuinely the only 2 putting effort in, as next is top of the league, Sociedad. And this is where we try and close the gap, because it's turning into a big one. Rafinha's back, and he goes straight in. Kabassi needs a rest, and so does Lamine Yamal, but I'm going to push him through. Araujo steps in, and Gavi, with one player begging for a contract, Alejandro Balde. And despite how shaky he was against Liverpool, I'm going to give him one with a massive release clause to make sure he doesn't leave Barcelona. Come on, here we go. Lamine Yamal, Jules Koundé, need all of you on the absolute diamond form I know he can get into to beat top of the league right here. Firmin scoring a lot of goals. That's a handball, but we went for the shot, and Pedri also goes for it. You know why not? As Dumfries into Firmin, into Pedri. There's a run through right there. Rafinha gets to the ball first time. I never feel fear, despite us being 7th. It sounds weird, but we are really good once we get playing. We just need to play more. This is top of the league we're against. I still see us as the top dog, due to winning the league last time out, and we almost got one from kickoff. Flick over the top, as I do not want halftime to be 1-0 or a lousy 1-1, where we drop off form. We need to start winning by more goals. We've got goal scorers, and it's Pedri running forward. Flick behind to Rafinha, an obvious handball, but Rafinha back on the ball, drilling it low again. And we need an out-and-out substitute for him to actually come on and provide a little, as Guedes straight through the middle. That would have been a horror show. We do need to beat top of the league here, and that's rushing to get us out of the area. Rafinha, though, Firmin. Voltemada, here we go. Did score 3 against Liverpool. Lamine Yamal, this is an instant goal. He crosses it very early. Gavi almost missed it, but 2-0. And this before we're probably going to play the game against Manchester City. It's impressive, as is Pedri again. That is just a beautiful ball to the winger Rafinha, who should have drilled it in. Still, Pedri picks back up on it, trying to shoot and just failing to do so. But Firmin, chip over the top. That's beautiful into Lamine Yamal. Ramiro making a mockery. Seriously good form from the keeper. Yamal, though, near post. Ronaldo Araujo! Seriously, lads, I'm bored of this right now. Get an extra goal, please. We've been dominant all half. And there is Firmin, absolutely drilling one in. And a struggling Napoli next. It could always be worse. We could be struggling in Europe. With 2 offers in here for Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Already sold a keeper to Forest. We've got one of the best keepers in the league here. I'm really enjoying Joan Garcia. So hopefully he enjoys his time at Frankfurt. Fully fit squad. I'm not changing it for Napoli. There we go. Rooney Bargi off the bench for Yamal. Proving he can score. Look at that. 4-point gap seems a big one. However, with a huge comeback like that, 4-3 against Mallorca, and a happy bunch of players, I don't know if we can be beaten. We are seriously putting a run together, but of course there's something to spoil it. A wage leak. Okay, I don't care. Players will get more money if they keep performing, but then another unexpected event straight after it. Training clash for Garcia. Well, at least ter Stegen doesn't leave yet. As you can see, he is in the team for Espanyol. A big game, but honestly, clean sheet. And this Barcelona hype train isn't stopping at any station. But, and there's always a but, Champions League nights are back. I know I've played 3 of them when we've been slacking off it in the league, but it is the Guardiola derby. Barcelona versus City. The clash of the footballing top tier juggernauts, I guess, Manchester City. You've got to consider them one now. Come on, it's going to be hard. Haaland, a striker, I never looked at actually signing, despite us being maybe affordable for him before we actually bought the players we did. And we shall require better passing than that. Jeremy Doku on the run. Jeremy Doku into the box. Jules Koundé deals with it. Kabasi taking a risk against Rodri, but 10 minutes in. Clash of styles, I would say. Barcelona, more pragmatic. They're very structured. And Manchester City, like robots, as Voltemada used to playing against these in the Prem. And Voltemada finds a gap. Needed to go to the far post, which we ultimately didn't. Oh, that's taking down Doku. Could be in danger here. Koundé, yellow card. Fair enough. Free kick stood over by Cherki and Haaland. Erling Haaland. Wouldn't have shot from that, my friend. As Rafinha, we're into the second half now. Maybe another point dropped in this league phase. Dani Olmo. Another Pep Guardiola coded player, but that's round Alejandro Balde signing up that new contract. Erling Haaland. Another siving tackle, that time Pau Kabasi. You've got to leave them on City players. I don't think they're really used to it, but Doku caught offside. Kabasi's gone into the book right there. Come on, cause an attack. Make an attack. Gavi out wide into Yamal, panicking, but Voltemada beats Rodri to it. Now Voltemada should be in the middle, but it's Yamal. Men queuing up in the middle. Rafinha! That is the Barcelona way to score. I love my winger approach, I do. I think it's better than Hansi Flick's. I don't care that we struggle in the league. Or I do, but I care more about this Champions League. Being the only trophy we need to win, Bernardo Silva just ignored the pass forward. He's going into a cul-de-sac. Need to get a tackle still in on Bernardo. As late pressure here from Man City. Koundé gets the ball away and Yamal might have to do this himself, but I do trust Lamine Yamal. No, I don't. He's lost it, and Ait Nuri, he was injured at the start of the game. Kabasi's been perfect. Came out for Araujo for a little while. Counter-attack squandered. But still, I think we should see this out, as Manchester City are beaten by the MWS Barcelona super team.